Well, hello everybody. How are we all doing? It's Thursday, everybody. Hello, welcome in. See, the chat is already lively today, which is awesome. I'm going to give you guys some shout outs here in a second, but I want to thank some people who are always here, at least lately always have. And number one is like Snuffer Stuffer. You've been here at every show lately, so thank you for showing up for sure. Mega Cards, F the TM. Thank you for coming early. Tony Escobar, thank you for showing up. I hope your wonderful package arrives today. We'll have more information on what I'm talking about very soon on that. But first off, thanks everybody for coming. Thank you, Brian Joel, Dylanator. Thank you, Pasadillo, over Oval Fast 6. Sorry, I can barely see my thing. What's up, Daniel Gomez? What's up, Kevin? Hey, Dubes. Good to see you here. Luis, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Just getting started here, another live episode of The Bunker. I'm letting my things get rolling here. First off, if you happen to be showing up to this stream later on after it's been publicized, please note that there will be a pinned comment in the comment section that will tell you where you could jump ahead of everything and you could get straight to our main topic today, which is Laserdisc collecting. The good, the bad, and the ugly of Laserdisc collecting. I'm going to tell you all the behind secrets that I know and tell you about the format, show you a ton of examples. I'm going to give you my entire collection. I'm going to run through it. I've got it boxed up here. It's quite heavy, just like the CRTs we love to haul around. But if you're coming on later and you just want to skip through this whole intro, please note that you could do so, because I do have some things I have to work through here, just like any great show. And hey, Belmont and Super Guy, CRT, thank you guys for showing up today. Unchinga, thank you. Andre, also. Mohammed, Sierran, I believe I'm getting all this. Azaria, okay, I'm sorry if I missed anything up. Thank you all, as always, for showing up. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you. You guys always do a great job of hitting the like button on the show. I know it's always kind of cheesy to come out here and always be asking you to do things, but please, if you hit the like button for me, it actually does help this show and it increases the reach a bunch. So I really appreciate it. Anybody that can do that, if you're able to, and you just go up there and hit it for me, it does help a lot, even if this is on a replay. And I've said it before, but every time the like button gets hit, it results in about 8 to 10 new views for the show, which is awesome. And it's cheap. It doesn't cost anything. So that's my push for you to please hit the like on the button. Now, again, today is The Bunker. It's a live episode. I am here joining you live from The Bunker. I do have Cole with me. So if you hear some snoring from the side, it's because he's resting, and we've been doing a lot of exercises, and so he's quite tired, and that's all good. Hey, Edward. And so anyway, today's agenda, well, we've got, again, the Laserdisc collecting, which is the main topic. I have a fun, cool little product I'm going to show you quickly, and this is not like a sponsorship for the show, because that's what I'll talk about in a second, but there is a cool little product I'm going to show you that a lot of you probably already have, but some of you may not know about. And then I also want to go through and show you the convention again. We've talked about it before, but I will be at the Music City Multicon, which is a big fun convention here at the end of October. So we're about 1 month away from that happening. And I've been in contact with the show promoter, and I do an awesome presentation there. We went through it live, but I've been perfecting it in my head, and I think it's going to be a lot more fun this year. So I try to make it different because I want the people who came last year, who are local, if they get a chance to come back to the show again and make it different as opposed to something they saw last year. And so you can always, go check that out on my channel or the channel for the Music City Multicon. We'll look at some more stuff on that in a second. But first off, this show does have an official sponsor right now, and that is you lovely folks over at the RetroTech Patreon page, and all you people who support us, support me and Cole, and the wonderful team over here. which is really just the two of us that work on things and all the CRTs. And really, it's been an awesome way to build an amazing community here. I'm really serious and thanking you all for that. So you guys are the best sponsors. I'll be honest with you. I have been getting reached out for some product sponsors from really generic things, normal crap, to be honest. And I don't even entertain it. I've only done one official paid sponsorship on my channel ever. And it was for an article for Adobe, for a retro themed tech article that they wrote that they wanted me to plug. And I had no problem plugging that because there's no product there. I really don't like talking about products unless I know an awful lot about them. And there's very rare times I actually even take a product for free and review it or anything like that. So that's not what this show's really about right now. So the Patreon people, they are the main sponsors. And just to give you guys a little bit of a view here of that Patreon, this is the place to go to. And I'm sorry to keep plugging this just real quickly. Retrotech USA, make sure it says that. This is the Patreon levels. It's $1 starting. And if you actually go in here, this is why the things that I've been building over the last 3 or 4 years has been just an amazing community that it's loading up now, but it's amazing community where you get a chance to it's not just about, a Patreon page. This is more about, again, a community where people can go in and if I show you this here, this, for example, is the newest thing we've been working on, but it's really a way to connect with a lot of people on a number of reasons and fronts. First of all, the newest thing we're working on here is, I have to laugh about this, but this was something that, again, this is the community. So you have to be on the Patreon to get into this because, again, that keeps out a lot of trouble and things, and it keeps people nice, and it really does work. It's only $1 a month, but we do amazing things in this community. We have places where people want to buy list stuff. And then if they have stuff to sell, you get sales listings, sales discussions. This is an awesome place to always look at stuff specifically for CRT stuff and retro gaming things. And this is people like you in the community and like me. So, but this has all been building for years. There's a lot of activity in it. The newest thing is the Dad and Mom Bod accountability group. And we've been laughing, but Lewis, my good friend Zez Retro, has been pushing me, and I've been pushing him back to keep our exercise routines going as we've been growing our amazing dad bods. And I thought, we discussed this a lot more on the Cathode Ray podcast episode I did with him last, but you can see more about that. But it was really an accountability chance for us to, it's always crazy. I sit here and I work out by myself. And I think the reason I fail a lot of times is because there's nobody holding me accountable, and there's nobody I can share this experience with. And so we decided, let's all hold each other accountable. So I'll have another special Patreon message about this, more in depth about my journey, because honestly, it's taken me probably 10 weeks so far to get to the point where I actually started this group. So it's unfair because I'm a little bit ahead of everybody, and everybody who's jumped on board, I really thank you for jumping head in and encouraging people, because we can sit here and fix old tech and old electronics, but we need to also make sure we're taking care of ourselves as best we can. And I think that I know personally, I always have this drive to maybe do something a little bit better with myself when I can. And so that's really what that's about. So sorry to do that long, weird plug for everybody. I hope I didn't run everybody off this morning already. But again, thank you for being here. And I have some really cool news. I did actually get a full new episode done that will be coming out tomorrow. And sometimes I get so hyped up, I kind of got to slow myself down in my speed on my talking. Hey, Ariel. So yeah, a lot of people in here in the chat, they are into it. I am doing yoga. I've been doing DDP yoga. I've been doing push-ups and walking Cole at least 1.5 miles every day that I can. And so I'm on I'm trying to push this on a bit of a fast track right now. But yeah, so you got to be strong so you can lift these amazing huge CRTs. And then we'll have like the CRT Olympics one day at a convention where we all just bring the most broken, busted CRT we can that's 13 inches, and we try to chuck it as far as we can, like a shot put, into a field, and do it live or something. So anyway, so the new episode will be out tomorrow. It's going to be a showdown between two 8-inches. Is that funny? Two 8-inch swords going at it. It's a Sony KV-8 AD12, which is the one I had on the live show the last couple times. You guys have seen it. And then I also refeatured a PVM 8044Q, which is the higher resolution PVM. It's like a showdown versus, and it's in 4K. I spent all this extra time and hardware space editing in 4K. So you're gonna have to enjoy this one, because I was talking to a lot of people like Shank and Bob, and we were just laughing. I was like, 4K is ridiculous. How much space it takes to do one 4K episode, and then my camera's like wanting to melt like a molten hot lava cake right there, like exploding lava cake right in your face, but it's your GoPro, and it's like you've only been filming for 90 seconds, and then the battery's like 30% down, so it's really a pain in the neck. And so anyway, they're probably only going to be one 4K episode every 6 months or something. I'll do it though. I want to keep doing it because I love it. So anyway, that'll be out tomorrow about noon, and look for the CRTs on each other. I don't have any amazing thumbnail skills, so I had to kind of go budget thumbnail for a little while YouTube goes through algorithms changing. Yeah, 4K is tough. All right, now I told you a second ago we're going to look at a quick plug for a two more things, and these are not sponsored by anything. I would just love to first off see any of you people that you can come to this convention. I would absolutely love to see you there. I will be there all weekend. And first off, that is the Music City Multicon. This is a wonderful show that's kind of isolated from Nashville, so you don't have to worry about being in downtown Nashville if that's something you really don't want to be in. You can find cheaper places to stay, cheaper places to eat in this area. Very easy, and it's outside of town. And then if you want to do something in town, you can get into town quite quickly right there. It's right off the interstate. But this is in, again, the Nashville, Tennessee area. It's October 27th, 28th, and 29th. I will be showing up on the 27th, and I will be there all day the 28th. And I have to leave the 29th, so I can't be there really Sunday very much. But check out this awesome guest list. And, I mean, look at it. You get Danny Trejo, okay? How cool is that? Other cool people here. But what about this row of amazing old school wrestlers? And I have a plan here, okay? And if anybody else wants to come along and do this too, I highly recommend it. I will be bringing an 8-inch PVM, and I'm going to get each one of these guys to sign it. I know it's going to cost me like $300 probably to have these three dudes autograph my PVM, but I'm going to get them to sign the shell. So if anybody else has the guts to come down there and waste a bunch of money, or at least just you want to see it happen with me in person, you want to come see the PVM that I let them sign, I will get that done. And so that's my plan. As long as I can get the right amount of comps that I need to cover this trip, because I was already normally I didn't ask for comps on this show in the past, but since I'm traveling in from out of town now, this used to be my hometown show when I lived in Nashville. So this is what I'm super excited about. I mean, if I have enough money to hang out with Danny Trejo and these three dudes, and not to mention that I'll be like in the craft services. I laugh. It's like there is a room that's a VIP room with fully catered and stuff. I'll be hanging out in there. And hey, I don't know. See, I read that a lot of these guys like quit drinking, which is cool. I don't want to be any temptation to anybody, but man, I would love to bring some like expensive bourbon in there and like get one of these guys going if they actually do drink it. So we'll see what the hell happens. Got some other cool people here. This is a really mixed, large convention. Look at this. Got everybody from the Mortal Kombat team here. and our buddy Tim Kitzrow. Whew, this guy's on fire, literally. So much fun. And then look, the retro crew. You got my buddies over at My Life in Gaming, who I will be hanging around with all weekend too. You can come say hi to them if you're going to be around. And of course, me. I'll call myself the $17,000 man, since that's what I've got on my thumbnail right there. The 17,000. My yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't want to have anybody to have a relapse. And like, I mean, the sad thing is IRS's son just passed away, like of a heart attack or something really recently. And he's even younger than me. So anyway, this is the show. That's the lineup. Not to mention there's going to be an amazing amount. Hey, no Billy Mitchell this year. Yeah, Tim will be there again. Dell, thank you for showing up, Dell. Big reveal. Yeah. Excuse me. There you go. Man, it's going to be so much fun. There's going to be so here's what there is. There's a big table. Tons. It's like the last retro gaming show. Probably all of them. You know, this guy's probably got like 40 CRTs. 40 CRTs all in one section, and he's going to post me up like right in that CRT section. So I'll have a booth there. Retro Tech. It'll be on the main gaming floor. And I'm like, dude, if you do that, I want to get there early, and I'm just going to start grabbing CRTs that you have on the floor that are like really in bad shape, and I'm going to pull them off. I'm going to videotape about them. We'll open them up, see if we can service them, and that'll be a real fun. So if you come over, you may be able to catch me in the middle of a CRT teardown, and then my presentation is going to just be crazy. I need a megaphone. You know who's going to have a megaphone? See, I don't want to do that because that might piss off Jimmy, right? I mean, there's absolutely no way Jimmy Hart doesn't have a... Is Danny Trejo? I don't know, but if I bring a PVM, I will get Danny Trejo to sign it too. That's all part of this thing. So if I can afford all that, man, these guys, like, they're charging big bucks. So I don't want to... I don't want to run out of money just doing that. So anyway, that's the Multicon. One last thing we'll look at here real quickly. I want to show you guys something very cool. I'm sorry, this camera just loves to glitch out on us. Okay, let me turn some lights on here. So we're going to go overhead here for a second. And I want to give you a quick shout out to one of the cool analog video cables and cable production outfits that's around. Now, they're not huge, large scale, but what they make awesome. And that's Insurrection Industries. And what I have for you is one of my many S-video cables here. I have a few of these things. This is, and again, this is not, sorry, goodness gracious. This is nothing that I am getting paid or sponsorship for. I bought this with my own money, and I've bought a couple of them. And these are just amazing. They're high quality. The quality on the connectors right here, and this connection point right here is unbelievable. It's just money well worth spending. And if you're looking for a good S-video capable cable to pair with a number of things, right? You can use GameCube. You can use Nintendo that outputs S-video if you have a modification with the multi-out, or Super Nintendo, N64. This is one of the most handy little devices, and I have a bunch of them. And just to give my friend over there at the website a quick shout out, this is the cable I'm talking about. It's not even that unreasonably priced. There's a ton of information on it. I know some of you probably already have this cable, and like me, love it. And it's actually in stock. Okay, it says it's in stock, which is surprising to me. Usually it's out of stock, and I've got to follow it on Twitter. I also have some of his other cables, or their other cables, but specifically if you're looking for S-video, this is awesome. Okay, they do make other stuff, absolutely. Some of the other things I have, oh goodness gracious, I mean, you can check out here, there's all kinds of things. One of the other things I use all the time is an adapter. Well, I don't know. Let's see. See, there's a bunch of cables here, and they're all really well made. And there's a lot of people who make good cables, but I always have great success. They also have the Carby line. But if you want to see more, you can go to Insurrection Industries and Google, and you can find that very easily. Okay? Hey, Grail. Thank you for coming today. Yeah, everybody, thank you for jumping in again. And look, I hate to say it again. I know we've already been here 20 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and say it twice now. This is basically a time we're going to jump into our main topic after our 20 minutes of me running through everything. We're about to jump into the main topic. And if you don't mind, please do, if you haven't already, if you're new, if you're here, hit the like button. And that will, again, help the reach of the show. I really appreciate it. Okay, yes, thank you. Dell has dropped a link for Insurrection Industries. Again, this is something we're not getting any kind of kickback on this. This is just something that I really use and I actually enjoy. And I, again, think that if you get it, you'll like it too. Okay. I didn't mean to start off with this picture right here, but let's go over here to my files. Because I want to talk about our main topic. 21 minutes and 54 seconds into the stream. Main topic time. That is Laserdisc Collecting 101. And what's inspired this? Well, you know, over the last week or so, there's been all kinds of leaks online, or I don't know if you call them leaks anymore. You know, it's you get on Twitter or X, and you see pictures of the newer consoles that are coming out post the modern current console generation. So I'm referring to things like after what we have right now, the PlayStation 5 and the current Xbox, whatever it's called. I honestly don't know. I don't know. But I was seeing the designs for the next Xbox, and it got me thinking, there's no way that, I mean, maybe Nintendo. I just don't see any of these other companies, though, Xbox or PlayStation, having any more kind of interface with physical media. Not like we do now, or if it is, it's going to be something completely different where it's more like the crazy Tommy Tallarico nonsense with the scanning cards and stuff. So I just don't see there ever being another time where physical media, like we're watching the total end of it. And the thing is every time I try to mention it and it comes up, it feels like there's a little bit of a mentioning, but a lot of people just don't care. We're the stewards. We're the ones who are, you know, fostering this community and trying to make sure that preservation happens on our own, kind of our own wonderful things we get to do here, myself and other people, and you all too, who are working on things and preserving all this types of media and stuff. Besides us, like the modern people do not care. Like they don't care. See it as junk, and they've been kind of pushed down that path. So it got me thinking, what's the ultimate form of a media? And that's what we're going to look at today, and that's the Laserdisc. First off, I'm going to briefly show you some pictures of my Laserdisc player because it's so beefy, I can't actually pick it up and bring it in here and hand it to you guys. But this is my Pioneer. Oh, look, I'm sorry. I've still got Bob's Cam still written down here. I didn't even realize that was down there. Okay. That's funny. Let's get Bob's camera right out of there. Okay. So sorry about that, everybody. Anyway, here is the laser karaoke player. So I think this will actually play CDs, laser discs, plays karaoke discs. Laserdisc karaoke was a thing, believe it or not. There's mic volume and you know, echo controls, silly things. Over here you got a display panel, some more audio stuff, and then these interesting, again, different sounds. I've never been able to actually use the karaoke on here. I just don't have any of that stuff. Maybe one day we can do that live. That would be fun. Laserdisc karaoke. But I didn't get it for that purpose. Somebody reached out to me and made me a good deal on this. I got this for $100. And it works fully. And sorry about that blurry picture. This is the model. Yes, CD, CDV. Ooh, excuse me. CDVD, DDDD, CD, CDV, Laserdisc player. The V720, okay? It's a pretty good unit. You've got direct search mode up here, which in some instances, you can shuffle through the chapters. using these numbers up here, which go to like, it goes pretty high. I don't know why I don't have it shown there. Let me see if I can get a picture where it shows 20. So you can go up to like 20 chapters. The problem is this particular unit has no fast forward or skip buttons, okay? So without the remote, sometimes I get in a situation where I have to just let it play or pause it. I have to watch it all the way through or pause it because I can't skip chapters in it. That's the one bad thing about this unit. If there's a lot of times where you just have to let it play, and if you know anything about Laserdisc, we'll get on how that functionality works. There's the key functioning. Sorry, there's the front display though. Here's the back of the unit. You have 2 video outs and audio outs, which are producing that stereo audio. You have a VHF adapter out with direct current. You have this control in and out over here, which you can use almost it's a way to hook old analog equipment together in sequence so that you could use a different Pioneer remote if you had an old receiver from this era to go with this device. Okay. And just the standard, this isn't anything out of control like high end. There's so many nicer models of these out there. It does have an attenuator, and I'm not really sure what that does. I don't believe I've ever really messed with that switch. Everything works fine on it though. And if you want to know almost what to expect on a pricing on this particular unit, just going on to eBay, it's slightly over $200 for ones that are similar to this and also do not have a remote control. And if you're lucky, you can go into a thrift store and find something like this sitting in a pile of DVD players and get it for $20 or less. That's really a nice thing if you can get that. Otherwise, if you want to go here and get something that's tested, it's not completely crazy. The pricing isn't nuts for something that you buy online. Okay, well, enough of all that. Let's get into the fun stuff here, right? Let's start talking about the collection challenges and things. Like I said, this is an ultimate form of physical media. So to start things off, I want to show you what this physical media looks like with my own collection. I have this lovely, golly, holy crap. Now this, wow, this is heavier than I thought. Oh my word. Actually, I probably can't leave this on the table. I think it's gonna like collapse my streaming table. It's heavier than most of my CRTs. Look, oh yeah, blame me for the price increase. So here's what I have. This is what I've collected so far. I'll run through and pull them out and I'll show you the cool ones. But that's, wow, I didn't think it was that heavy. I hadn't had them all in one box yet before. All right. So, along the lines of your LP records, these, there's a ton of different quality to these things. There's different covers. Some movies will have just crazy different covers. Here's just an old classic, right? Moby Dick. And if I'm looking at this, first off, for example, when I was buying this one came from a rental store. So it just has a sleeve similar. This is one of the more basic ones. This is a sleeve similar to your albums from an LP, same size as a record. And then the back is usually like this, right? For these standard ones, loaded with information. CBS Fox. Up here's a code from the old rental store this came from. So there was a store in Nashville that used to rent out laser discs, and they sold this huge collection to a store nearby. So what to note about this specifically? So you get all this awesome, cool information, obviously tons of, dialogue there on the back. You want to look for things on here, like extended play may say something. Sometimes you'll get, if you get something like this where it doesn't specifically state it, these can be amazingly good to get because they do not, or they're in 4x3. A lot of times, I'll show you in a minute, a lot of times these will be in widescreen, and they'll tell you that on the front of the cover, but these older, more simpler ones are usually in 4:3. And for me, most of the time on these older movies, that's what I want, is 4:3, so I could set this up on a 4:3 CRT or something, and watch it that way. And again, I'm going really through this one particularly, but we're not going to go through all of them on the inside, because a lot of them that are these simple ones are just in a sleeve like this. And then if you pull out the discs, these are just so cool looking though, right? How cool looking is that? Like, is that not the coolest? I know maybe most of you've seen these, but it is gigantic, bigger than my head, believe it or not. And dual-sided, okay? And for example, this is an extended play, because this is a movie. Let me see how long this one is. It's pretty good long term. It's almost 2 hours, 116 minutes. Okay? So you have almost an hour on each side of this. There's no real menu or anything. It just starts playing, right? You just hit play, it hits go, it has a little intro. Usually this is like Laserdisc, and then that's it. So even with this, like, the video quality it's worse on these particular discs, because again, just like tapes, you're jamming more data and you're compressing that down. That's about as long as they could get on one side of these, is an hour's worth of a movie. And sometimes you'll get out where you know, a movie will have less than that on a side, and it can be dependent on the quality of the disc. It can be all kinds of factors. You know, there's a lot of things back then that will probably remain unknown about the actual production on a lot of these. But that's one. Now this is an interesting one. I'm not going to go through every single one again like this, but this one, I was like, this is fine. It's like Jude Law there in the cover, but this was another old, which isn't him. I'm not sure who that is. It's a Roman Polanski film. Anyway, I bought this because, again, it's something I just never see on TV, right? How do you watch Macbeth anymore? Perfect kind of thing for a laser disc. So this is a bigger deluxe kind of a edition where, well, it's from the rental place again, but it's, let's see if it says anything about extended play on here. So no, it doesn't, but it does say it's by Playboy Productions, which is quite interesting on here. It says Playboy Productions, 1971, and these things are really cheap. Okay, like these I bought marked down like 30% on a sale, and these are about $3. But this is one that has, yeah, it's extended play again. So just like the last one, it's extended play, and you've got, this one actually has 4 discs, because the length on this one is, goodness gracious. Well, it doesn't even say on here, but it's damn long. But here's what I'll tell you. This one has issues where it won't play. It's got, I've been trying to find on it. I can't really see anything specifically. I was hoping I could see like obvious disc rot, because that's something that can happen to these discs. But if we look closely here, let's see if I can get this overhead camera to look here. Look at that reflection on there. You can see my lovely face. You can see it by my nose hairs. Sorry. But this is hard. It's a hard thing to judge, because even this one looks completely, it looks completely fine, but there's some rotting going on somewhere in it. Like maybe it's right there where the light is. You see the light bulb right there? See how there's like kind of speckles kind of shining through? Those little rot will actually cause it to stop playing, and it just freezes. It simply freezes. So you have to get in there and realize that it's very difficult sometimes to even see the rot. Now this one is one that's like super light, and it's very hard to see, but I can't get it to play no matter what I do. And it's the only one I own like this. Only one I have in my entire collection that I've not been able to play is the Macbeth. So that is Yeah, I know Dale was just asking me to show and talk about that. That's an example of that rot happening on this laser disc right here, where it's just so light and it's a couple of speckles, but it's preventing it from playing. Can't watch Macbeth. The good thing, I will say, the good thing is it stopped itself in the first literally 60 seconds and it just won't go past it. Thankfully, yeah, Macbeth is cursed. You guys are hilarious. Thankfully, it was in the first 60 seconds, so I didn't get into it. It was like you watch it, and after 3 or 4 hours, it craps out on you. So you've got to be mindful of that, or you've got to be willing to, if you're spending a lot, I would really want to have it tested if I was spending a lot of money. Now, in that case, I spent like $1.50 on that one. So I'm not that upset. But if I had spent a lot of money on it, I wouldn't be happy. So I'm just going to grab some more here. So this is a later edition. How about this one? Anybody know about this film? It's pretty fun. This is one that, like, again, nobody talks about. The Bounty. Look at this. You get Mel Gibson, Anthony Hopkins. I love like ship movies from this time period, almost like Master and Commander-ish. Mutiny. This has a very young Mel Gibson. Who else is in this? Liam Neeson. There's a lot of people that are. This is from 1984. This is a 133-minute movie. So again, you're getting over an hour, and I believe, yep. See, since it's over an hour, this is. It is extended play still, but it's on 2 different discs. Right? There you go. So. This is a really fun, cool movie. Again, I like things that I can't normally find easily. I mean, you probably could if you just Google this stuff, but watching it on these old formats when they really, it's really interesting. Like this, so this is presented in its 2.35 by 1 JDC scope aspect ratio. I have never heard of that aspect ratio before, so if anybody knows that, please let us know. But this is a widescreen edition, so notice how the other ones did not say this. This one will show up as a widescreen. Okay, I do not know. I want to test some more with my machine and a widescreen CRT that's like an analog widescreen, not a new high definition widescreen. I need to find the right widescreen CRT. Ooh, Darkman. Yeah, that would be a good one. All right. Another movie. This is, again, see, sometimes you'll get these widescreen where it's a sticker. Signature collection. So you get these weird collections similarly to anything in physical media form. Re-release, re-release, re-release. This is The Boxer. Another classic, Daniel Day-Lewis. I love Daniel Day-Lewis. Who doesn't, right? 2-hour movie, but this one, look at this one. Let's see. We can actually pull this out. This was purchased. It says a purchase date on it of 7/10/1998, and I'm actually removing that. So we're going to show you kind of what this is a deluxe collection edition. So as you can see here, this one is not like the others we've seen so far. Okay, we've got some just amazing pictures in here, artwork from the movie. We have all our chapters on all sides of the disc listed out here. On this side, you're getting, it's like Easter egg stuff, right? You're getting all kinds of behind the scenes information, a little bit more, some behind the scenes pictures there. And if we look inside, there's not really much on the inside of these, but again, we're on a three discs, and let me see what this says. Yeah, it's still extended play, same quality level of video, but that was a thing that was often done, right? You either get the cheap version or you could get a little bit more, and I'm going to show you some here in a minute that are really special. But a lot of these I bought for, about that $1 to $2 range. So that'll be a good marking place right there. Some more, classic stuff. Again, another re-release. Now, this is not something Yeah, I did, Dan B. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Dan was asking $2 about the... Came in late, but did you go over spotting rot? It's very difficult. I can't, like... I wish I had a good example where it's obvious, but we did show some where it's going to look more like... I mean, it normally comes in like little speckles. Like we saw, if you want to go back and watch the stream on maybe like a higher definition on a playback, you may be able to see that better. Because that's why I recommend always inspecting it closely too if you get into this stuff. Because it is fun, but this is heavy media and it's not easy to put this in and out of that machine. It's got to flip the disc on mine. Now some others you don't have to flip the discs, but you have to awkwardly grab that thing, flip it, and do all that. Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to tag me in like Twitter or something with some pictures of disc rot, that would be awesome if you have any. So this is like a restored version. This is I think this is even in like the public domain now. So we could probably, maybe if people really want to get nerdy, we could probably watch this movie and not get in trouble by the copyright police. But I guarantee somebody would say that we use their music. But if I'm not mistaken, this movie originally may be so old, but they might claim that this restored version belongs to them. You know, those don't want to give it up. This was because this one's from '87, right? This is this copy, and extended play discs. It's funny because the side 3. This is the first one I've seen like this. Check this out. Side 3 on here. Sorry, let's try to move the other direction there, Stefano. Side 3. See how it says CAV? It says standard play. So that's CAV is a better quality than the other two. This is a meme central, meme classic, Jeremiah Johnson. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, right? If I had a nice beard, looking over a waterfall. I don't know. Anyway, fun movie. I love this movie. Another dollar bin. It's definitely in standard definition. Extended play, though. I'm still not finding these ones that are in high definition for a Laserdisc. But it's not widescreen. I don't think it's widescreen. I might be telling you then. It probably... No, video extended play. No, I think it's not widescreen. Anyway. Classic. Here's another one. Now, this was one I bought because, again, I've never seen it. And I'm like, they never play these kind of movies anymore. Like these kind of movies. This next one falls into that category. The Killing Fields. Right? When was the last time anybody saw this on, like, daytime television? I don't know if that's ever happened. Probably shouldn't happen. Some really brutal scenes in this movie. But this is one of the things that I would kind of look for would be ones that I had never seen this movie. Okay. It was not even a thing of, I like this movie. It was, I had never seen this movie and I didn't want to just rent it. So it was there. I think this was like a $3 one. Again, from the rental store. These, let me see here. Let me see here. These may... So this is from '84, this movie. But I want to see if it tells me anything about... Ah, man. So it's doing the same thing. Where it says this video is extended play on sides 1 and 2. This format can offer chapter search, scan, pause, and dual channel sound. So it's dual channel sound, right? That's how it's set up. Side 3 is full feature standard play. Also offering freeze frame, slow, fast motion, and random access capabilities. When not in use, place the video disc in jacket and store in a cool, dry place. So you do need to store these in a cool, dry place. Yeah, I watch them on all kinds of stuff. I watch them on... I love watching them on old, really nice CRTs that are bigger. not just BVMs. BVMs with a high resolution line count, that's not that great for 480i. You'll get flickering a lot. A lot of people have talked about that for years. Now look, most of the things I have are very cheap. You can, of course, run into ones that are going to cost a ton of money. There's a collector everywhere, and there's a sucker born every day. So don't be one of those suckers. Don't worry about it if you can't find it on this format and you get really into this. Just go with, that's the fun part. Let me show you. That's the thing about my collection. It's never about like, oh, I've got to have this movie on things. It's more about the hunt. It's more about finding places that actually sell this stuff and trying to find it out in the wild. It's less about trying to go online and buy things up and acquire them. Let's grab another stack here. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Here we go. So this is one of, some of you may be familiar with, I believe this is a Terry Gilliam film. Not the biggest of all of them. You know, you had Brazil, which is amazing, which I would have taken Brazil #1 probably. But a bunch of, Terry Gilliam classic movies right there. So this is The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which is one of those huge flops for a movie. Like if you go and look at documentaries on this movie, it was kind of a flop. And but it costs a ton of money to make. There's a lot of interesting things in this movie. It's crazy. It's got a young Uma Thurman in it. Time Bandits was the other one, and Time Bandits was a lot of fun. I actually watched that recently with my son. He fell out of interest of this one. So just like the others, this is not a deluxe edition. It is the standard edition on this one. So there's not anything beyond just the regular thing. Now it does say it has Dolby, right? This one advertises Dolby surround, digital surround sound. Okay. So you can tell this is one that, I got at the sale. It was originally marked for $3.99. And I've watched it. It works perfectly. So that's that one. Okay, we're at the killing field. Don't want my stack to fall over. All right, so now I've got some freebies I haven't watched yet. This is some gifts I got from Bob when I went to Retro World Expo. He hooked me up with, look at this. Oh, baby. No Mercy. I mean, what the hell is this, right? No Mercy. I love finding these weird movies like this, these 90s and 80s movies that have big movie stars, but you're like, No Mercy. What the hell is that? So this is an R-rated movie. Maybe you get to see like Richard Gere's butt in it or something. I don't know. Kim Basinger. Somebody's butt's being shown in this. I don't know who it is. Let's see. Extended play CLV. Nothing really out of the ordinary. That's the thing that's interesting to me, is how many of these are on like the they could have done better with these. I'm trying to find ones that are like a whole set. I bet there's a really high-end set of like Star Wars or something. I don't know, Snuffer. It's just like, I saw his chin. It popped out to me. The first thing I saw was Richard Gere. You know, he's always had that pronounced chin. I can't imagine what else would be in there that would make it an R rating. A lot of smooching. That's what we'll say. This is one, again, a new one. Look at this, unopened. Another Polanski film. This was a gift from Bob again. Ask him. I have no clue. Like Gerard Depardieu. I watched the one Gerard Depardieu movie I remember watching was the one where he was like My Father the Hero or something. Anybody remember that one? Another Bob gift. I have no freaking clue about these, right? The Slingshot. A new film by, is that Ace? Ake. How about that? Ake Sandgren. Ake? What's that over the A? I'm not being disrespectful. I really have no idea. Anyway, deluxe widescreen presentation. Let's see if this one claims to be any higher quality. It is presented in letterbox format, which recreates the film's theater screen image. I mean, was it like this movie? Was it even in the theater? Are they sure about that? It says it's 93 film, come out on this on 90. My goodness, what in the world? And of course, this is an extended play format, not high definition. We'll find one, I hope. Or that'll be the whole thing to find. All right, this is the last two from Bob's collection. Again, who? An Albert Finney film. How about that for the Run of the Country? How about that for a bit of oddballery? And in this one, a Richard Harris. Oh, Columbia Classics. Good old Cromwell. I have no idea what Cromwell is. So, let's see. Oh, it looks to be, I mean, this is like fully loaded. Let's see if this Cromwell, this will be the only thing. It's the same thing, right? Well, this one's weird. It says side 1 and 3 are extended play. But side 2 is standard play. So you can do freeze frames in standard play. I mean, it's just so odd, right? It's just a thing about space, right? How long is your movie? Why isn't there like a 4-discer? Okay, I'm going to breeze through some quickly. This has been a lot of fun. I hope everybody's enjoying it. And hey, again, I hate to keep bringing this up, folks, but if you could and you haven't already, just drop a like for me. It does, again, help. It will help more people. Now, this is a fun movie. Huh? Backdraft? Huh? 90s classic, 1991. And let me see what this says. If this is anything cool that's different than the others. Again, it does the whole... Now I'm seeing them all the time that are saying, like, standard play, and then extended play for another disc. So really, the fun thing about collecting laser discs is you can get them for cheap right now. If you get a good player, you can set up a cool little home movie experience with them, and it's better than, it's going to be a step up. If they work, it's going to be a step up from VHS. Okay, that's definitely true. And even if it's not good, it's like stuff like this. This is a cool, like, look at that cool cover art. You could make a cool wall art with something like this. Check this out. This is William Dafoe, Gregory Hines, Off Limits, everybody. So that's the reason I bought this, was literally because, again, it's a movie I don't know that I've ever seen. Maybe I have. I don't know anything about it. I just love the cover. Now, the back isn't anything special. It's got a lot of that information. Kind of like the back. This is like a triple back of a VHS tape, right? This is like the dream amount of info you get to put on there, right? You get to actually hire a writer and write triple. Like, you only have this much space on a VHS tape, but here you've got 3 times that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, Will. Look at that. I mean, I love that, dude. That's so old school, cool looking. I don't know why. That's it. Ready. Oh, and this was something that actually came with my, the free thing I got with my Laserdisc player. I actually love this too. This is fun to set up and show. It shows. It's just a disc that shows promos. It shows like a clips of each movie. There's tons of movies on here, and it shows like goofy skits about laser discs. Maybe that will be fun. All right, one show. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna save it maybe for like the Bunker Late Night Edition, where I'm gonna pick some of these laser discs and we're gonna try to watch them. And you know what I can do? I can set up my streaming camera on me, and I can actually stream these because I can send them in probably through just a RetroTink 2X from the composite video out. And we can probably go through this safely without getting a copyright flag, and possibly all along the Western Front, just to have some fun. Yeah, some of them do, and I'll show you some that do include some inserts, but the thing, I got a lot of these from that rental place. it's so there's no inserts. This was one classic, right? Major League. I love this movie. Lots of fun. Classic right there. Look, there's 8-Bit Esquire somewhere over here. Right there. There you are. Look. You want to know who his... That's his man. On his thumbnail. So, of course, this is a no-brainer, right? Oh, here's another funny one. This is... Oh, that's a good idea, Brian. This is, that's a good idea for Patreon people. This is Wally Sparks. Meet Wally Sparks. Meet Wally Sparks. Yeah, I don't want to mess anything up. This was a dark comedy from Rodney Dangerfield. You never see this on TV much anymore. It's really crude. If you love Rodney Dangerfield, it's a funny one. So that's about, gosh, that's about half my collection. We're doing good on time, though. We'll go a little longer. Yeah, Grail. I think that's a good. That might be the way to do it. Is Discord for the first couple try. Grab the next stack. The next stack here. All right, here's some fun, right? This is that scary movie your dad always told you about, or you walked in on him and your granddad watching, and they're like, "Get out of the room! What are you doing in here?" And then like you see this grizzly old scary Charles Bronson pull out the biggest handgun you've ever seen and blowing the goofiest 80s thugs heads, brains all over the like, whoa. So definitely one. I paid a little more for this one. I paid $5 for this one. Cool artwork though. Again, who doesn't love look, there's that look at that pistol. What does it even look like a gun in that picture? Oh, look at that smirk too. You're like, what are you watching, Granddad? Oh, nothing. You better get out of here before things get serious. Oh, here's one. So, hey, right? Brandon Lee. I wasn't even really aware of this movie either, right? I just knew of him from The Crow. But this is another crazy action movie, rapid fire. I think I paid a little bit more for this one. Yeah, 7 minus 30%. So I paid about $5 for this one. It's nonstop action. It is like bing, bang, boom. It's like just a straight action movie. He literally kicks like half the people's in its ass with his hands. It's really funny. Not really funny, actually. Really serious. Powers Booth. What about that for a name? Powers Booth. Everybody knows Powers Booth. Yeah. Oh, now, this, for me personally, is one that if it's decently priced, I'm grabbing. Not just this one. I mean, this genre, which I consider it to be its own genre within 90s movies, okay? Specifically action movies. We're going deeper. We're subsetting things. And I'm talking, of course, about the Van Damme collection, right? Hell yeah, I'm buying Van Damme. The only one I never... So this is an interesting thing. The place I bought all these from had everything pretty cheap, reasonably priced. Let's see what I paid. $4.99 minus 30% for Nowhere to Run. Bam, baby. Give me Van Damme all day. Deluxe widescreen. I'll take it. $4.99, no problem. But they had Bloodsport. And how many different ways can you watch Bloodsport? Bloodsport, they wanted $60 for Bloodsport. So that's an example of one I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in paying $60 for it, baby. So, lots of fun. Look at the back there. So, this is like a whole thing. Gotta get it. Gotta get that collection. Like, for me, it would be great to get more Van Damme and like, Chuck Norris. I'll just leave it at that. I don't have any Chuck, but I do have another Van Damme classic. Ooh, and let's throw a little bit of Dolph Lundgren icing on top of this. Universal Soldier, the first one, classic film. Man, this one's good. I mean, this one is good. It's so goofy. It's so bad. It's so good. That's what it is. No, I don't have that. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. I think this is all I've got for the right now on my Van Damme collection. Let me make sure that, because while we're on it, let's just stick with it. Ooh, we are coming up to my. Yes, these two can get out of here. That's one we already see. We're coming up on something I do have a little bit of a collection on. Make sure I get all those in here. That's that. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna end on one collection there, and we'll have a couple in the middle. So this is, Kevin, they're a mixture of both, but whenever you look at a laser disc, it will specifically tell you the aspect ratio either right on the front if it says widescreen, and if not, it will say it always down here in the fine print. They'll tell you the thing was filmed in whatever kind of aspect ratio, and then it usually will tell you the format that it's in and how much, whether it's what we've been looking at, that we're in better quality, but not of really any of them are in better quality. So, oh, these were two. This is the one right here. I think I probably paid the most for a single one. And it is one of like the original cuts. And it falls into that same thing. Conan the Destroyer. I paid $15 minus 30% for this bad boy. And this is the second Conan, okay? So it's not the first one, but this is the one I actually watched the most growing up, believe it or not. It seemed to be on TV way more. I don't think it was as gory and as like... It definitely wasn't as like creepy and cultish as the other one. Bam! The Barbarian, the OG. Now, of course, once I got this one, I had to grab this one. I'm still looking for that Red Sonja laser disc. No one has that one. No one. If you have it, tell me. This one's so much fun too. Awesome stuff. It's incredible. So there's my Conan collection, you know. This gives you little low-hanging fruit, though. You can find stuff. You find a couple of these, and it's just like, wow, this is fun, right? You get these big things. These things aren't going to exist anymore, man. You're not going to be able to go, even, like, think about it like this. What if you just wanted to, like, walk into your den? Yeah, Terminator is awesome, would be on my list. Like, I mean, you just want to go into like your den and have a conversation. You don't even have to watch the movie. But what it is, it's like, hey, remember this movie? Yeah, look, how cool is this thing, right? You pull it out, you look at it, put it back on the shelf. What is best in life? I don't know. It's just being able to be alive and, you know, being grateful, I think, is amazing. That's what I'm trying to work on. Here's another 90s classic. This was one... The funny thing is, this is a movie. This is letterbox, but it's widescreen. Whatever. Digital stereo sound. Let's see if this one's in better condition. No, extended play. It's still all extended play. So, anyway, this was one that when I was growing up, I remember going over to the rich kid's house and watching this... Oh, yeah. So that, see, Grail, you pushed me. You got me. I just got boomeranged there because I totally missed it. Totally missed the Conan reference. Anyway, this was the movie that I had to sit there and watch at the rich kid's house with the Laserdisc player when it was new, and we watched this, and that's what made me buy this one. It was like $1. Yeah, 99 cents sale price, but still fun movie. Kevin Bacon, man. Kevin Bacon in this one. A little bacon action. All right, we're going to get into the last collection, which is my biggest collection. But before that, this is something I've been trying to collect, but you talk about hard to find. And I understand. understand. Nobody wants to get rid of their amazing collection of Cheech and Chong laser discs, right? You literally have to be nuts to be like, I'm gonna sell my Cheech and Chong laser discs. How cool is the Cheech and Chong collection? All right, I'm gonna tell you all the God's to honest truth. When I was about 12 years old, my parents, there's a big good shot right there. My parents got divorced. 12, 13 years old. And for some reason, my dad let me go down to the video store and he would rent me every Cheech and Chong movie every weekend. 12 years old. No wonder I like marijuana, right? Anyway, this was the first one I saw. I absolutely fell in love with it. I loved it. It was hilarious. The lead detective, my goodness, he starts smoking and becomes a lizard. I didn't know what the hell was going on at 12 years old, but I literally probably learned all that I needed to know about the world from Nice Dreams and being a prepubescent boy in the 1990s. Yes, 90s. So this is like, I see this one and it brings back so many great memories. Like I can't laugh enough at it. I can't think about so many times being a kid watching it. And then I think back and I was just like, what the hell? My dad was crazy, man. It's like, he doesn't even know like what they're referring to. I didn't think in half this stuff. Like he's still kind of square on it. But once he let me watch one, I was like, hey, Dad, they made more of those Cheech and Chong movies? Yeah, dude. Can I please go rent another one this weekend? And it was like, man, on repeat, right? On repeat. But we're finally to the last one. It's finally to the last bit of the collection here. And how should we go through this one? Because this one's kind of big. Let's go through it in like order. Order this stuff came out. Okay. All this started. You can also find these really cool box sets like this. And another fun thing is that I do not. Yeah, this is letterbox edition. Oh, I know they're all extended play again. But it has the movies, the original theatrical trailer, and this is the set of the first 3 Connery collection, obviously, of James Bond. And I found this first set for $8. Right? There it is, $8. $7.99. I got it for sale again. And I opened it up and I was like, man, I really like this. This is 3 movies. I think it's 2 discs for some of them. It's like 5 or 6 discs. But the cool thing was I opened it and it has this cool little art piece, like Connery there, folds out to a nice picture of his ladies. And what's he doing up there? Oh, that's Goldfinger up there in the top corner. Let's split him in half. You get some more lore, some more things in here, some more things that you wouldn't normally get from just the standard edition. This is the cool insert you get, right? So this is the fun thing. Like, you look at this, and that's like the cool extra bonus items that you can find in these old school collections of laser discs. So what did I do? I got this first collection. I started watching them again. I started from the first one, and man, no wonder, like, this stuff's crazy, like, anymore, that you can I'll tell you which outcome when I come to it. It's going to be, I'll mention it the most. But anyway, you've had the first 3 Bond films. I watched them, and then I was like, well, what's going on? Why does this say, like, the deluxe Connery collection. It's like, doesn't that mean there's got to be another collection because he made more? So yes, what did I find? I found the second one, Thunderball, Diamonds Are Forever, and You Only Live Twice. Okay, and same deal here. Awesome stuff. The Connery Collection Volume 2. Now, funny enough, I bought this brand new from eBay. I found it unopened, and I still busted the seal on it. That's the cool thing about this old stuff. You're not worried about opening it up and using it, because I wanted to watch the movies. But you get the same thing here, only more info on it. It's only this one-sided thing. I don't think there's another one of his face or anything, but again, look at all that information from each movie, chapters, pictures, really cool art. And again, all the discs. I'm just going to make sure there's not another thing back here. There is not. But this was all brand new sealed, so I knew that there wasn't going to be a problem with any of those movies. So as you know, history goes on to say these things, and that's the end. Goodwill, yeah. That's the end of what was supposed to be the Connery run, was You Only Live Twice, as James Bond. However, and it was for a single movie. So after that, I was like, what the heck am I doing, man? I need to see the next film. And then I started researching. And actually, wait a second. I may be wrong here. This is what happened. Okay, I'm sorry. I watched the first two of this. Thunderball and Diamonds Are Forever, I think. Was it Diamonds Are Forever? Only Live Twice. Goodness gracious, I can't remember. Because I don't think that's right. Diamonds Are Forever was the last one. Goodness gracious, it doesn't even have them right here on the front order. Right. So here's the way it goes. You watch the first three, sorry, in the order you saw. And then you go Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, and Diamonds Are Forever. But what they don't tell you on here is they skip a movie right here. They skip a movie where Connery said after You Only Live Twice, I'm done, right? I'm done being Bond, and this new dude's Bond. This new dude, George Lazenby. Anyway, he's in this other, he's the new Bond. Because there's this on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Her Majesty's Secret Service movie. And I never saw this movie. It's from 1969. Again, this dude, he did a one-shot. He's like, I'm Bond, one movie, and that is it. And then he quit. And this is that Laserdisc, because I was like, I have to see this in order. I'm not jumping ahead. I will tell you, Telly Savalas is in this movie, if you know who he is. And it's weird, because I don't even see James Bond on the cover of this. I do see an artist rendition of Telly, right there, the bad guy. But they're all shooting at what? I guess the helicopter flying away. This is the weirdest damn James Bond movie I've ever seen in my life. You've got to watch it. It doesn't make any damn sense. It is so like, there's so many topics that you're just supposed to not talk about now in this movie. Like, there's a lot of times where he's hitting his girlfriend he gets married in this. What? And she ends up getting killed, but he hits her, and her father's like, oh, you gotta be strong with my daughter. You need to abuse her. It's a weirdest thing movie. And then there's this whole scene where he goes to this, Telly Savalas is the bad guy, right? He's the evil guy who's pretending he thinks he's heir to the European throne of England, heir to the throne of England or something like that. And so James Bond's going to check on him because he's also got this clinic where he's like testing gene therapies and things. And it's, again, this is a 60s movie. James goes to the clinic. I don't even know how to explain all this stuff. It's nuts. Anyway, he's posing as what I think is supposed to be a guy he's like, his character that he's pretending to be is a gay guy who's gone to study to see if Telly Savalas' character is really part of the royal family. And James is pretending to be that guy. And James goes and just basically sneaks around this guy's compound and sleeps with all the women and gets busted. That's how they're like, we know you weren't him because you were sleeping with all the women and we saw you. Sorry, Anyway, that probably makes no sense, my explanation there, but the weirdest damn James Bond movie I've ever seen, okay? Just leave it at that. So that's kind of where this rounds out to the last Connery movie, Never Say Never Again. It's funny. We started pretty early on with Kim Basinger, and there she is again. I wanted, again, to finish off the Connery collection, so I got them all. And the little bonus was that other one, and this was one I found, and it's probably my biggest deluxe edition. And I love watching this one because it actually has PVMs in it. Why not? This is probably my personal favorite, best James Bond movie ever made. Has a lot to do with probably the game, the time period, everything. This is a deluxe edition. How cool is this? I told people about this. Kojak, yeah. Look at this. So you've got, again, awesome artwork in here. Just beautiful stuff. Look at this. How funny is that picture? Right there. Q and the gizmos. I love it. So another really great thing. It's got tons of bonus features on here. This is THX Laserdisc. And let's see. It says multi-audio, Dolby Stereo soundtrack. It's an extended play, though. Extended play still. So, but that's my very last one. So I hope everybody had fun looking at this collection and thinking about, is this something that you think you actually, I don't know, want to get into, collecting laser discs? I know it's an odd topic, but if you really like big, bulky media that you can actually use, this fits right into that. I will warn you that disc rot is a thing, but I will also warn you that growing mold on your tape cassettes for VHS is also a thing, and VHS quality is really hit or miss. You never can tell. But oh yeah, that's another great one. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I had an awesome time. I'm sorry, I know I was just the one talking here most of the time. I hope everybody enjoyed looking at this. Thank you, everybody who shows up to this show every time it seems to be on and plays nice and hangs out in the chat. It's awesome. Again, I'll say it, if you want to get more into the community, you want to get more involved in things like the accountability group I talked about at the beginning, go consider checking out the Patreon in the link. I'm telling you, we're trying. I think we're getting onto something weird here, but it's a good thing. I realize that a community of people working together on certain things is always better than being an individual on your own island. You can kind of make yourself crazy if you don't have anybody else to share things with. So that's what we kind of do behind there in those closed doors. Anyway, everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you all for joining me. Make sure you check out the video that comes out tomorrow. It will be a short one. It's 8 minutes. And then I'll see you all next week. It will be Monday. We're back for the regular bunker. This lovely time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. I'm going to see if I can get a guest to come on. Okay? And yes, everybody in the meantime, do your push-ups, do your DDP, or just take a walk. Whatever you can. Make yourself better today. I love all of you.